Dementia Researcher with a blog and a rating.
In recent years, the landscape of PhD funding has shifted significantly with the rise of Doctoral Training Centres, DTCs, playing an important role in reshaping postgraduate education. Last month, the Alzheimer's Society announced it would be investing £9 million over 5 years funding 85 PhD students around the themes of vascular dementia, Lewy body dementias and integrated care through doctoral training centres. These centres, which pool resources to offer structured, interdisciplinary and cohort-based training, present a marked contrast to the more traditional model of individual PhD funding, and often include funding contributions from the hosts and not just the funder. While both funding mechanisms have their own advantages, the DTC model is increasingly being recognised as a more strategic and holistic approach to doctoral education. This blog will explore the value of DTCs in comparison to individual funding models, examining the advantages they offer for students, supervisors, and the wider academic ecosystem. So let's get into it. One of the primary advantages of DTCs is their capacity to foster interdisciplinary collaboration. By bringing together students from various academic backgrounds under a shared thematic umbrella, DTCs create an environment where research is not confined to narrow interdisciplinary silos. Instead, PhD candidates are encouraged to explore and integrate multiple perspectives, which can lead to more innovative solutions to complex problems. In contrast, individual PhD funding models often reinforce the traditional single-discipline approach. While this may work for some fields, it can be limiting in today's research landscape, where many of the most pressing challenges, from climate change to global health, demand an interdisciplinary approach, and dementia is especially the case for that. DTCs actively promote this integration, training students to work across disciplines and equipping them with broader toolkit that can enhance both their research and future career prospects. Next, let's think about cohort-based learning and peer support. Another significant benefit of the DTC model is the emphasis on cohort-based learning. PhD research can be a lonely endeavour, and the peer support offered within a DTC cohort can be invaluable for maintaining motivation and well-being. Furthermore, cohort-based learning encourages the sharing of knowledge and skills between students. In a DTC, students are likely to have different areas of expertise and research experience, creating opportunities for informal peer-to-peer learning. This contrasts with the individual funding model, where PhD candidates often work in relative isolation, relying primarily on their supervisors for guidance. The third thing to consider are structured and tailored training programs. DTCs offer a more structured approach to a PhD training. Many DTCs incorporate formal training components such as talk courses, workshops, and professional development modules, which are often tailored to the specific needs of the research area. This structured approach ensures that students not only gain depth in their field, but also acquire a broad range of transferable skills that will serve them in both academic and non-academic careers. In individual funding models, the availability and quality of training can vary significantly depending on the institution and the supervisor. While some institutions offer excellent training opportunities, the responsibilities for seeking that out and accessing these resources often falls on the student. In contrast, DTCs provide a more cohesive and centralized training program, ensuring that all students benefit from the same high-quality opportunities. Now let's consider enhanced supervision and networking. In a DTC, students are often supervised by a team of academics rather than a single individual. Of course, this can be the same in other models, but this multi-supervisor model allows for a broader range of expertise and perspectives to inform the student's research. It also reduces the risk of supervision becoming too narrow or one-dimensional, as students benefit from input of multiple researchers with different strengths and specialisms. Moreover, DTCs frequently offer enhanced networking opportunities. Many DTCs have strong links with industry, government, and other academic institutions, enabling students to build professional connections that can be instrumental in future careers. While students with individual funding may also have access to networking opportunities, the structured nature of DTC programs often make these opportunities more accessible and better integrated into the PhD experience. There is efficiency in resource allocation. From a funding body's perspective, DTCs offer a more efficient model of resource allocation. By concentrating funding in specific thematic areas or centres of excellence, DTCs ensure that resources are focused on strategic priorities. This allows funding bodies to support critical research areas and maximise the impact of their investment. In contrast, individual PhD funding models often distribute resources more diffusely, which can make it difficult to achieve the same level of strategic alignment. While supporting individual researchers is important, the DTC model allows more coordinated approach that can drive forward research in key areas, providing you also then build in flexibility to develop that over longer contracts. Challenges of the DTC model? Well, while DTCs offer many advantages, they're not without their challenges. One potential drawback is the highly structured nature of DTCs may not suit all students. Some researchers may prefer the freedom and flexibility offered by individual funding, which allows them to tailor their PhD experience more closely to their personal interests and needs. Furthermore, a cohort-based model, while generally beneficial, may not appeal to more independent learners who thrive in less collaborative environments. There's also a risk that the thematic focus of DTCs may inadvertently exclude talented researchers whose interests do not align with the strategic priorities of the centre. In such cases, individual funding can offer a valuable alternative, allowing students to pursue research in areas that may be underrepresented in the DTC model. Finally, if you're an upcoming research fellow and hope to apply for funding to get yourself a PhD student in the future, you may find it more difficult, as DTC commitments are often over several years. Overall, the DTC model offers a wealth of advantages that can significantly enhance the PhD experience by fostering interdisciplinary collaboration, offering the structured training, and creating stronger peer networks. DTCs provide a more holistic approach to doctoral education. They also allow for more strategic resource allocation, enabling funding bodies to focus on key research priorities. That being said, individual funding models still have an important role to play, particularly for students whose research interests fall outside the thematic boundaries of the DTC or who prefer a more independent approach to their studies. Ultimately, a diverse ecosystem that includes both DTCs and individual funding models will best serve the varied needs of the academic community, ensuring that a wide range of research areas and student preferences are supported. You can learn more about the details of the new Alzheimer's Society DTC from our livestream recording, which is available on the Dementia Researcher YouTube channel. And, of course, keep an eye out, because Alzheimer's Society DTCs will start recruiting their PhD students from September 2024 and every year for the next 5 years.
Thank you for listening. Join the Dementia Research bloggers and share your own views.